As I told you, we are forced to increase the number of cells. Why? Because why we are increasing the number of cells? To share the channels among all the subscribers. Okay, if we have less number of cells, means what will happen? Less sharing will occur. So in that case, we are not able to confirm that we are going to give service for all the available subscribers in that particular geographical area. So if we have n number of subscribers in that area, we are supposed to provide service to all the users. So for that, we are increasing the number of cells. Increasing the number of cells means we are sharing the available channels to more number of users. So for that, we are using a low power transmitting antenna with a small cell in spite of using a high power transmitting antenna for a single large cell. Okay, so in place of a single large cell, we are using a small cell with a low transmitting power. Now read the sentence. Each base station is allocated a portion of total channels, and nearby cells are allocated completely different channels. That is very important. So we are not going to allocate same channels to nearby cells. So completely different channels we are going to allocate to the two neighboring cells in order to reduce the interference. Okay, so we have total number of channels to a particular cluster. So for that particular cluster, will be cluster means a group of cells. Okay, suppose there are 9 cells in one cluster, means n equal to 9. For that cluster, we have n as 9, means 9 is the cluster size. Okay, cluster is nothing but a group of cells where these cells will be replicated again, or these clusters will be replicated again. For example, these 9 cells are having a set of channels. These channels is replicated for another cluster. But the thing is that in a cluster, the cells which are present, they will not share common channels. Okay, whatever the 9 cells we have in a cluster, they are not going to share same channel. But of course, the cells which are present in another cluster will have same channels. That is known as replication, cluster replication. Okay, so cluster is nothing but a group of channels. I will repeat this concept again. Cluster is nothing but a group of cells. Suppose in a cluster you are having 9 cells, which means that the cluster size is capital N, which is equal to 9. The speciality is that this cluster will have 9 cells, which is not going to share the channels between each other. Each and every cells are having separate channels. They are not going to share. Why? Because we are not trying to increase the interference. We have to reduce the interference to maintain the quality, right? So the channel sharing will not take place within a cluster, but these clusters are replicated. Means the 9 cells, the channels, whatever we have allocated to these 9 cells inside a cluster is replicated for another cluster which is nearby. Okay, but these clusters are positioned in such a way that the neighboring cells are these neighboring cells will not share the same channels, and if suppose 2 cells in 2 clusters are sharing the same channels, they should be very much far apart from each other. Okay, suppose we have 2 cluster. In one cluster you have one channel, I mean one cell. In the second cluster you have another cell. Suppose these 2 cells are sharing the same channel, means they should be placed geographically in such a way that they are far apart from each other, so that the interference will be minimum. So interference between the neighboring base stations is minimized by allocating different channels. Is this slide is very clear for you? Any doubts? Any doubts with respect to these points? Because this is very important question, frequency cellular system and frequency reuse. So here allocating or sharing the channels between the cells means that they are reusing the same bandwidth or same frequency. Why we are reusing? Because the resources are limited, the spectrum is limited. So the limited spectrum we need to disperse, or we need to share among the users or among the cells. For that, frequency are reusing. So while reusing these bandwidth, we have to ensure one thing. Important thing is interference should be the acceptable level. To increase the capacity only, we are doing all these things. But increasing the capacity means in the other side we are getting interference, because because cells are sharing the same channel. So in that case, interference is going to increase. So somehow there should be a trade-off or a uh, compensation, okay, in these two aspects. Which aspects? Capacity and interference. So it depends upon the application actually. Okay. So if you want more capacity, means we have to compensate in interference. Or if we want to enhance the quality, means we have to compensate in the capacity. Okay, so in that case, some users will be blocked from using the entire system. Okay, so in that situation, even though the call is being initiated, they won't be assigned the channel by the MSC. Okay, the control channels and voice channels will not be able to assign to those subscribers because we have limited or scarcity in the spectrum. So to optimize one parameter, we are going to compensate in another parameter. Okay, so by increasing or by adopting this cellular system, our ultimate goal is to get more radio capacity or by using the frequency reuse. Because fix the number of channels, it serves an arbitrary large number of subscribers. We are not increasing the channels, channel is going to be fixed only. So with available number of channels, arbitrarily large number of subscribers are going to get the service. This is what is the concept behind the frequency. Okay. So frequency reuse is used by the service providers to improve the efficiency of the cellular network and to serve millions of subscribers using a limited radio spectrum. So we have a limited radio spectrum with us. By using this limited radio spectrum, we are able to give the service for billions of subscribers. Normally, after a certain distance, what will happen? The signal is get attenuated. It will fall beyond a particular threshold, isn't it? For example, the mobile user is continuously dynamic in nature or it is moving. So what will happen if it moves away from the base station? The received signal strength will go beyond a particular value, isn't it? So in that case, we can't use that particular service. It can no longer be used or it causes an interference. So in that case, there should be some technology to take or to continue the service. A transmitter transmitting in a specific frequency range will have only a limited coverage area. Beyond this particular coverage area, what will happen? Frequency can be reused by another transmitter. So another base station will take out this channel. So we are not reassigning the channel. Okay, if we have established a voice call or a voice channel between the two subscribers with respect to same channel only, we are trying to end the conversation. But the thing is that the same, the same service is going to be resumed by different transmitter or different base station will take over the service. How or when? Whenever the received signal strength goes beyond a particular threshold. Why it goes beyond a particular threshold? Because I am moving away from my base station. Maybe I am at the edge of my hexagonal cell, or maybe I have crossed the boundary and I have moved to the second neighboring cell. So in that case, the second base station is taking my service. But actually here the channel is not reassigned. But there are certain technologies where channels are reassigned that I'll come later. Okay. But as of now, you just make this point that whatever the channel we have assigned in a particular cell, that channel is going to, or that particular frequency bandwidth is going to end that particular communication. But at a later point of time, maybe the second base station is going to serve your conversation or communication. So the entire network coverage area is divided into cells based upon the frequency reuse. So we have to follow some network topologies to divide the entire geographical areas into small cell. Now, how can you define a cell? What is a cell? A cell is a basic geographical unit of a cellular network. In a network, you are having a very large geographical area. So that entire geographical area cannot be serviced by one single high power transmitter. It has got its own limitation. So for that, what we have done is we have divided into several small cells. So cell is nothing but a small unit of a large area. Okay. And in that area, you will have an antenna, a low power transmitting antenna mounted over a tower where a specific frequency range is used. So that particular cell or the subscribers moving around that particular antenna, the subscribers that is moving around that antenna which is mounted on the tower will make use of same frequency range or same bandwidth. So in that case, that small part of the big geographical area can be called as a cell. Any doubt about the term cell? Now, what happens when a mobile moves to another cell? We can't say that always a mobile should get the service from the stipulated base station itself. It is dynamic in behavior, isn't it? So it will move to the another cell as well. So in that case, the service should be provided by different base station having different antenna. So the antenna of the new cells will take over the signal transmission. Clear? So likewise, you have different cells. These cells, each and every neighboring cells which are closely situated will not share same channel. Suppose I have allocated n number of cells, n number of channels to one cell, then the one cell which is situating very close to the previous cell will not allocate the same channel whatever we have allocated previously. So it will be given a new set of cells. So the cells or the set of these cells or a group of these cells which are not at all sharing the same channels among each other can be called as a cluster. The cluster is a group of adjacent cells. So these adjacent cells will not share same channels at any cost. For example, if it is having 7 cells, means the number of frequency reuse is done with a. So 7 is the number of frequency reuse, or it can be called as a frequency reuse factor is 1/7. Okay. Cluster is nothing but a group of cells. So suppose in an example, if a cluster is having 7 cells, means these 7 cells are having different channels. But these clusters are being replicated such that the frequencies, whatever we have allocated in this cluster, may be allocated to different geographical area or a different cluster, so that the frequency reuse factor now it will become 1/7. So if n is the cluster size, then frequency reuse factor is 1/n. What is the cluster size here? In this example, what is the cluster size? Cluster size is 7. In that case, the frequency reuse factor is 1/7. Okay. So what will happen in heavy traffic zones? Normally in heavy traffic zones, the cells should be very smaller. Whereas in isolated zones, you can have more, larger cells, because the chance of interference is very less. So in that case, we can have larger, because the capacity, the available number of subscribers are less in isolated zones, isn't it? For example, in urban areas and all, since the available number of subscribers is very large number, we are forced to divide the entire geographical area into small cells. While in rural areas or coming to isolated zones where the subscribers are less in number, in that case we can have large cells with a more transmitting power antennas. Okay, so this is a concept of frequency reuse. Now, how can you define frequency reuse? So this is a sentence which defines the frequency reuse, otherwise known as frequency planning. So what is the definition? The design process of selecting and allocating a channel groups for all of the cellular base stations within a system. It is a process of allocating definite group of channels to a particular base station of the cellular system is known as frequency reuse, otherwise known as frequency planning. Okay. I'll come to this figure and then I'll explain the slide. This is a figure where the boundary having that bold boundary. Now, this is a bold shaped boundary. So this is known as a cluster. Okay. Cluster is surrounded by the bold boundary, as I'll show you. This you can call as a cluster. This you can consider as a cluster. How many number of cells are there? You have 7 cells. So the cluster size is 7. So n is equal to 7. Okay, cluster size is 7. So 1 by 7 will be the frequency reuse factor. So this portion is important for the quiz. Okay, frequency reuse and cellular concept will be important for quiz 1, which will be held on coming Thursday. So prepare. 1 by 7 is a frequency reuse factor and 7 is a cluster size. You can say that this cell which is named as A, what shape it is? It is hexagonal cell. And I have not named the neighboring cells with the same letter. See, all the neighboring cells associated with this hexagonal cell is named with a different label, say B, C, D, E, F, G, which means that the cells with the different labels are sharing, are having different channels. They are not sharing same channels. But at the same time, when you come back to this particular cluster, here also you have A. And here also you have A. This A and this A, these two cells will be sharing same frequency channels. But I have taken into consideration that the two cells are not close to each other. Similarly, the cell B, here also you have cell B, okay, which are labeled the same, which means that they are having the same channels, they are sharing the same channels, but they are placed far apart from each other. So while doing this frequency planning or frequency reuse or allocating these channels, we have to take care that the adjacent cells should not be labeled the same letter, means they should not be assigned the same channels. Is it clear? So if you have put a B over here and instead of F you are putting B, which means that it is understood the two cells are sharing the same channel. That is, it will lead to co-channel interference. So what do you mean by co-channel? What do you mean by co-channel? Co-channel is the set of channels which are sharing the set of cells which are sharing the same channels. Okay, so this should not placed very close to each other if they are sharing the same channels. So we have to label this entire frequency planning diagram in such a way that if we are labeling the cells with the same letter, they should be sufficiently far apart from each other so as to reduce the interference. So for this example, the cluster size is n. So what is cluster? Cluster is a group of cells which will have different channels. There is no sharing here. But this cluster, it is replicated. It is duplicated, replicated, or replicated so as to accommodate the entire geographical area of the system. So wherever the subscribers go over the globe, they will get the service. Okay. Any doubts? Coming back to the slide, and I will explain what's the advantage of using hexagonal. See, we have different cell shapes. We have circular shape, square, triangle, hexagonal. But the most acceptable form of allocating the frequency planning is by making use of hexagonal cell in. So what is advantage of using this hexagon? Because the advantage of using the hexagonal shape is it will accommodate entire geographical area without the wastage of space in between. So efficiently the entire spectrum can be utilized without wasting the channels. Suppose if we are using circular channel concept in frequency planning means it will create void space in between, which means that the subscribers who are moving into that unallocated space will not get the service. So the termination will abrupt or terminate in an abrupt way. So that should not happen. Okay. So without any void spaces in between, the entire geographical area has to be accommodated and they should have the service so that wherever the subscriber goes, he will get the service from the base station. Yeah. I would like to stop at this point, and tomorrow we'll discuss about some numerical problems. We have some numerical problems in channel allocation with regard to this frequency concept. If this concept is very much clear for you, means we can do the numerical. Hope it is clear. Any doubts you have? Any doubts? Preetu, Raghav. Lalitya?
No, sir.
Okay. So go through the slides till this particular slide. Okay. So I have already shared the slide in your classroom. You can go through the slides till this particular 7th slide. Hmm? So actually your syllabus will start from cellular concept only, but you need to go through all those fundamentals as well, or the introduction slides as well, because that is also applicable for your quiz. Okay. Okay, you can mark your attendance. Attendance is already been shared in the classroom. Okay. Thanks for today. Thanks for joining. Okay. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.